Attention. Attention, it's one of our greatest assets. It's one of our most precious gifts, because everything follows attention. Our energy follows attention. And we can either be focused on putting our attention outside of ourselves, on objects, and using it in that way, or we can turn our attention within. From the time that we're babies, we're born with this pure attention, and as the baby starts to bring things into its focus, we normally are trained to focus outward through stimulation of the senses. And this is part of our development as well, important for the brain and things. But, as we grow older, and as, moving from children, being a child, into adulthood, society teaches us more about being focused on attaining things out here and putting our sense of happiness into what we can achieve out here. And so our emotions become sort of engulfed into our attention and what we can achieve or accumulate, and it becomes habit to kind of externalize our attention in that way. And the TV and media, are doing this all the time, because when they can get our attention, they're really drawing our energy into a stimulus that hooks us, that can get hooked. So we get trained through our attention to become addicted to sense perception, and we kind of form our reality around that. So attention is really important and paramount to how we can be in this world in a more sort of peaceful, fulfilling way, through how we use our attention, what we choose to do with it, because it's completely up to us. It's completely up to you. It's the one thing that you have complete freedom of choice. So attention is freedom of choice. And attention is energy. It's completely yours. It's one thing that's completely yours. And that you can create a life based around your attention, basically, which is a lot of what they mean when the law of attraction says you create your own reality, because through what you give your attention to, energy accumulates there. So the saying energy flows where attention goes is quite true. You can test it out with emotion, sometimes if you're not feeling good, and you give that more attention, that sense of not feeling good, and maybe it's triggered by a certain thought, and you relate that thought to the emotion, and then through thinking that thought over and over, it's like the emotion becomes bigger and bigger, but it's purely because you've given your attention to it. So what we give our attention to really helps decide how we're going to feel a lot of the time. It's really important what we give our attention to. The TV and media are almost robbing us daily of our attention. I mean, robbing, but it's also, it's not really, because if you're choosing it, then you're choosing to give your attention to that. And what happens is the mind gets overstimulated, because speed the speed of some of the TV programs and things that are very fast will keep your mind going faster, which means that later on, when you come away from those stimuli, you might find that your mental body is so activated that it won't slow down. And so then when you go to meditate, it's very difficult to kind of slow that activity, because it's been used to, it's habitual. The movement of energy within the mind is used to like being on a hamster wheel. So it's hard to stop that when you've been training your mind to do that. So meditation, in a way, is a form of training the mind, or detraining the mind, untraining, so that you can calm the mind down, calm the mental body, slow it down, slow down the train of thought, because the train of thought is used to going too fast. But attention, again, going back to attention, the present is kind of neutral, when it comes to emotions and mental stimulation. The more you are in the present, and the more you give your attention to the present moment, the less pulling there is of attention. So when you can really fully be in the present, which is where a lot of children live from, it's our perception kind of expands, because we're slowing down the train of thought, and we can directly perceive and experience what's happening in the moment without a mental story about it. If past didn't exist, there would be no memory, and so our attention wouldn't be going into the past through the memory, and it wouldn't be projecting into the future. So the more you keep your attention in the present moment, the less problems you can have with the mental mind, with the mental thinking. So it's not so much distracted, and you can just be. So keeping attention present-based is one of the most wonderful gifts that we have. It's attention is gold. Attention is life. Attention is energy. So by keeping the attention present-based or life-based in this moment now, in other words, bringing it into the I am existence, I exist now, I am here now, and not focusing so much on objective existence, but keeping it internalized to I exist now, I am here now, the less power you're giving away to the media, to other people's thoughts, and the collective thoughts at large. So you're bringing in that energy to your own center, where you can then choose to be the creator, and you can choose where you want to direct that energy. So, because it is pure energy, attention is energy. So where do you want to place your attention? Then that's where it comes down to. It's up to you what you want to do with that attention. Do you want to keep getting pulled this way and that way and over here, and to things that are maybe not as relevant for you? Or do you want to keep it focused in the creator's seat and being, more of your truth, more of your core essence, and expressing that through being now, being here and now? So attention, you have a choice. It's, I guess, more empowering to be the creator, to decide where your attention is going to be, to decide where you want to put your attention, and then put the energy into that. And you can be of service in that way, because you're going to be more effective, you're going to be more efficient as a leader, or someone that wants to, do something, contribute something in the world, to uplift humanity. So by not giving away your attention all the time to all these other things, you're going to be less drained as well, because attention is energy. And a lot of people today complain about being tired all the time, just being tired. But our attention is energy. So if we're giving our attention to too many distractions all the time, then that's robbing us of our energy. It's taking away energy. So to bring our energy back to our center, then we can just be here and now, and focus on, the I exist, the great I am, or just being present in this moment now. And by meditating, so that we can clear the mind and start to bring the mind back into its center, bring the mind back into the beingness, where it's not in frenzy activity all the time and being distracted all the time, like a child with a new toy. So it really just depends on what you want, but you do have the control in that sense. You have the choice, you have the freedom of choice to do what you want, but it's such a great gift. It's such a great gift, and we can use energy really for amazing things, and also just to come home to ourselves, bring the energy within back to our center, back to our essence, back home, and not so focused on objects out here, and not getting influenced so much by other thoughts, other thought forms all over the place. So attention is gold, attention is energy, attention is life. Use it well. Lots of love. Bye.